you see unity highlights. Hi, beautiful people. Today I'd like to talk about a topic, right? Prayer. Prayer is something that people do all the time, right? But we're not really taught how it's done, okay? So we're talking about prayer and affirmations, okay? As somebody who's not religious but I'm more spiritual, right? I do pray and I do affirm. So we're talking about a prayer and affirmations, okay? So the clear distinct difference between the two, there's not much, right? Because it's basically the same thing, the play of words, okay? It's a communication with divine source. So they say this about prayer is about a spiritual connection. You consciously connecting with divine source. You consciously um, creating a connection with your source, right? With divine source, which we call God, right? And other names as well. But anyway, prayer is something that's done for ages by many cultures across history of mankind, okay? Many religions approach it differently. They use different type of methods and tools and stuff like that, right? Even with the spirituality, people that practice spirituality, they also pray, right? But they use different tools as well, right? They'll use mala beads or whatever. They will use different tools like maybe sound, candles, incense, and stuff like that, right? Depends on you. Again, you go to any culture, any country, people are seeing it different depending on the culture that they have, right? That's how it is. So that's what prayer is about. Okay, prayer is about that basically, right? It's about you connecting to divine source. So when you're connecting with divine source, you're connecting with yourself, right? Because it says even in the Christian Bible that we are divine source, that we are created in the image of divine source. So you're actually connecting to yourself. Now we have a very intelligent system in the game of life. The system is energetic, right? So everything's about energy, everything is vibration, right? So when you're connecting with divine source, you're actually connecting to that energy, the creative energy, the source, right? And we are pieces of that source, fragmentations of that source. That's how it goes, right? So since we are fragmentations of the source, divine source, okay, we have the same qualities of divinity as well. However, it's suppressed or pointed because we don't know who we are. We actually living in forgetfulness, right? So we have taken the oath of self-forgetfulness. Okay, basically, we don't know who we are. So we spend our lifetime here deciding on who we are and then eventually discovering who we truly are because so the fact that well the programming in the game when you told your parents tell you who you are, your tribe tells you who you are in terms of your cultural perceptions. Okay. So our identity gets molded around our culture, our religion, our family practices, right? And our identity gets molded around that. Okay. So that we really get so soaked in there that we lose focus on who we truly are. So prayer is a form of you also reaching the divinity within yourself and also the one that's around you and within you. Okay. So people approach prayer in most cases in religious way. You will approach prayer when you have a problem. Mostly people only pray when they have a problem, right? When you have a spiritual practice, it's something that you do every single day. It's something that you know it's a spiritual focus, an energetic focus, something that you do anyway. As part of life, it becomes who you are. That's a distinct difference between spirituality, somebody that's really practicing spirituality, whatever it is, if or any other spiritual practices. Get my point? Depends on a person again, right? So prayer, it's all about you connecting with the divine spirit, right? As I said before. So there's many forms of prayer. Okay, some people will do it silently, some people do it loud, some people will do it like even like for example when they're walking, whatever it is, right? So prayer is very powerful because as I said, it's words, it's a play of words, it's spells because words are spells. Since words are spells, so we constantly wielding spells. We're constantly saying things, and these things are creating our reality subtly with a subtle type of interference into the atmosphere, right? So, the gift of prayer is that it empowers you. It empowers you to manifest a better life experience. Thank you for joining my life. Today, we're talking about prayer and affirmations and the difference between it, right? Now, I say that prayer is something that we do in religions, right? In spirituality, we still pray, right? But it's done with a different type of atmosphere, different intention, because everything's about intention, okay? So in religion, the intention of prayer is to ask and seek and beg for help and to submit yourself to be something lesser than that divine source that you're trying to reach, okay? In spirituality, it's about you knowing that you have the power, right? Knowing that you have a choice, in this whole relationship with divine source, okay? So you come across as a being or a person that has the authority over your life, because we all have we're all sovereign beings, right? So in spirituality, we taught that we're sovereign beings, okay? That we are beings that have choice, right? And we are divine, okay? So when you come in, you are praying, you are declaring, you are affirming who you are, and you're saying now you start with first gratitude and thanks. Be grateful for all that you have, because prayer is not only about the one thing, it's also about you also celebrating the having what you have. Thank you for joining my life. I hope that I find this topic interesting. I'm Sisyan, life coach, motivational speaker, and I'm also a spiritual teacher as well. Okay, I'm from South Africa. Okay, so anyway, today we're talking about prayer and the power of prayer. Right now, prayer is words, so prayers are very powerful. But then again, it's about the intention. Intention is everything. How you approach the divine is very important, right? So how you approach the divine should how you approach yourself, because you're connected to the divine. Like if you do mirror work and you're speaking and you're affirming, you find through the mirror, right? You are speaking words of power and empowerment, right? So prayer is also supposed to be like that. It's not supposed to be about you being lesser than a sinner, because there's no such thing. There's no sinners. Good morning. Good morning, Don. Good morning. Hi, Aika Yoga. Excuse me. Hi from Switzerland. Thank you for joining my live, Omar. Okay, today we're talking about prayer, as I said, right? Excuse me. The helpfulness of prayer. Prayer words. People think that it's something else. It's just words. But words are powerful because they build and create things, right? And when you are praying, in like if in the Christian churches, like not the old Orthodox church, but the born again apostolic churches, you start with basically the praise and worship, okay, in the religious field, right? But I don't do that. But anyway, because I don't go to church, right? But what I'm trying to say, it's always about you celebrating your life. So when you're praying something, you're being thankful for what you have now. You start in that high vibration way of you expressing yourself to the divine. That yes, I might be somebody who is not perfect, who doesn't have everything that I do, that I need, but I'm thankful for where I am now. I'm thankful for my life now. That's how it starts, right? So prayer is something you can use to manifest as well, because it's something powerful. It's words, right? So you say, thank you, divine source, for this wonderful day. Thank you for all the things that I have. Thank you for my intuition. Thank you for the spark of inspiration that I have, because I want this thing in my life. I desire this thing in my life, and I can see it in my life, right? And I'm affirming it in my life, right? Just keep me faithful to it. Keep on reminding me of who I am, divine source. Keep me faithful to who I am, right? That I may manifest better things in my life. I'm thankful for everybody and everything in my life, in my immediate life experience at this moment, right? And I'm open for new wonderful things in my life. I'm open for peace and wellness and abundance and prosperity, right? I'm open to this new job that I've applied for, right? I know that this job is mine. I know that I am a match to it. I know that I can do this thing very well. I know that I can add value in this organization. So I'm proud of myself and I have confidence within myself. You see, so how you can see how close prayer and affirmations are. They're very, very close. So you can't really separate them, because they actually speak the same thing. The only thing is about the intention. What are you intending on doing? Okay. So, like for example, whenever you open your mouth, you yielding a spell, you are saying something powerful, you're putting some energy out there. You understand? So people have the problem, this one problem of praying something positive, but then saying something else after the prayer session in their day-to-day life. They're working against their own prayers, right? So because everything has to align, your belief system, your perceptions, your words, Your actions must align for you to manifest things faster in your reality to make your life better. That's how it works, right? That's how it works. So that's what I was talking about today, even on my TikTok, right? Because I got a TikTok channel as well, and I just had a live, right? So prayer is about you creating something in your life, but also being grateful for where you are now. It's not about begging, because you don't have to beg, right? But again, if you thought that prayer is about you coming there like a meek sheep, right? That whole idea about being sheep and all that other stuff, I don't buy that stuff, right? Because we are powerful beings. Every single person has power and authority and their sovereignty over their life, right? So you gotta walk into your prayer space with that sovereignty and know that I live what I'm saying. And the integrity is very important when it comes to manifesting things in your life. You want something to show up in your life, you need to have integrity. So whatever you are saying and even praying for should align to what you are doing in your life. Thank you for those who just joined. Quite a few people today. Hello, who was it? Oh, hi. Thank you. Is it somebody greeted me? Thank you. Yes. Like, thank you so much. You've said something. Okay, thank you for subscribing, guys. You can go ahead and subscribe. I'm Sissy, life coach, motivational speaker. I'm also a spiritual coach as well, right? Because I speak in spiritual things, and I also help people connecting with divine, with themselves, because everybody is divine, right? There's nobody who's far from divine source, because we're all parts of divine source. Okay, that's how it is. So today I'm speaking about this prayer topic, right? Prayer is very important because it opens up the spiritual subtle side of this reality, right? Opens up and it brings all the things that we need. So prayer is something that can be very useful because it's just words. You can either close your eyes or you can have your eyes open. You can even pray with your eyes open too as well. Because believe me, the whole idea that you closing your eyes, you don't have to. You came up with like how when people are meditating as well. Some people keep their eyes like kind of slightly closed when they're meditating, right? It's up to you, whatever makes you comfortable, right? So prayer again, there's a whole ideology around it, right? It's something, it is sacred, yes, but it's something for everybody. And because divine sources are open to every person who's willing to speak up and say a word to manifest something into their life experience, make their life better. Right. So as I said, you walk into the presence of divine source with thanksgiving, right? You're thankful, you're grateful for all the things that you're in your life at this time, and you're open to the new wonderful things in your life coming in slowly but gradually. You know that things are going to take some time because we are in the third dimensional reality, right? Where things are still in the physicality. So when you, for example, when you take a water and you put it in a fridge to ice it up, it takes a couple of hours before it gets iced up, right? Same type of concept. And if you take the ice and you make it defrosted and then make it into water, and then you take that water and you can make mist by heating it up. You see my point? Those are the three qualities of who we truly are and how this reality really works. Okay, so when it comes to you reaching a high level of frequency, you need to also raise your frequency. Because now, for example, now you can use tools. Now when you're raising your frequency, maybe you want to, like what I do, many people that have ancestor tables or spiritual tables. Okay, my point, they kind of practice spiritual practices, right? You put your lights on, your candles on, right? You light your incense, you say your little prayer, set yourself, keep the stage, set your stage for spirit to come in, okay? That kind of thing. You're raising. You don't just start coming with complaints and crying and stuff, because now you're lowering. Now you're inviting lower frequency entities to come and intervene, because you're not at a high frequency and people don't understand how it works. You know, understand? That's what prayer, when I see people lamenting instead of them being grateful. Yes, you have the problem. Yes, there is an issue that's painful, but at least start your prayer with thanksgiving, because what it does, it changes the atmosphere. I've noticed even in the apostolic churches, in the born again churches, they start with changing the atmosphere. And people don't understand the significance of the whole concepts of you first starting with praise and worship. It's about changing the atmosphere. So same when you are praying and meditating. I like to start with meditation to drop my human ego and try and engage in with divine source. Okay, that's what you do. You're trying to engage with divine source by dropping your human ego by being silent. right? Being silent and then just lower yourself and just now focus on all the good things, all the subtle things in your life, all the wonderful things, and give the appreciation for what you have. And keep on breathing in and out because your breath is very important, right? And that's when you're doing the meditation and prayer practice as well. All these things work very well for you to build a different type of atmosphere. You know what I mean? Like when you're gonna go somewhere and you're gonna get into another place, you go through a door, right? So you changing the atmosphere is opening a certain door. That's how it works. Even if you do ancestral veneration and stuff like that, or even deity veneration, whatever it is, right? You gotta open a spiritual door. There's a door that you open. Same with prayer. There's a door you need to open, and that door is always open when you change your frequency. You come in with thanksgiving and praise. You thankful for this wonderful opportunity to actually commune with the divine. You're thankful that you are able to actually reach, and you will reach because everybody can reach divine source. It's about how you feel, right? Some people will start singing in spirituality. People can start singing, like shamans will sing and stuff, and the drum and all those things. So these are the different tools that are used when it comes to prayer and connecting with divine source. These are the things that people will use across all cultures. Every culture has its own tool. Some cultures just have the incense, the candle, and maybe some light music and stuff like that to get the energy, the environment to change, atmosphere to change, right? So yeah, so that's very important that we need to understand that prayer is something that you can do every single day, maybe a couple of times a day. You can do it in different ways. You don't have to do a formal sit down where you're going to close your eyes. You can also use affirmation, which is part of your prayer, affirming your wellness for that day, affirming that everything is working out for your divine good, affirming that source is always with you, that you're never alone, that you're never alone and life is supporting you, that you're not a victim, that you are grounded in this reality, in this earth, and you are protected. Those are the important things we need to also understand, that we're always protected. Kenyani. Kenyani, where you from? I wonder, are you from South Africa or you from which country? Because your name looks interesting. Are you from Zimbabwe? Anyway, I find names very interesting. Don Holmes. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, that we need to understand when it comes to prayer, right? That's something we do naturally, and it has an intention and there's a spirit attached to it. These are things we need to consider as well, right? That prayer is about the intention. What are you intending to do? Why are you praying? Are you praying to complain all the time? Or are you praying because you want something, you're happy about something, you want to reach divine source and have the communion? You know what I mean? That subtly want to touch divine source, which is within you, not outside of you, because divine source is part of who we are, right? God is part of who we are. So it's actually going within. That's what I learned when I started doing spirituality, meditating and yoga, pranayama, breathing and stuff like that. Hi Kumar, thank you for joining. Today we're speaking about prayer and affirmations, okay? And getting to connect with divine source, with the subtle energies of divine source, right? So these are the things that we use prayer to actually ask for something, to get something into our lives, to be thankful for something, right? Also to bring more wealth and abundance into our lives, manifesting all the things that we need. I subscribe to your channel. Thank you, guy. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Numbers are everything in this game of social media, and I understand that. Right, I've got nothing against it, and I encourage people to actually subscribe, but only if it comes to you, if you call to, if you like my channel and you're interested, because it's a growing channel, and I'm from South Africa. I'm based in South Africa, and yeah, there's quite a few South African channels, right? So we consume a lot of American content, right? But anyway, it's good to know that South Africa has a lot of different like podcasts on YouTube and stuff like that, right? As I said, that when you are, how would I say, when you focus on something, that thing will grow, right? So I press the like button. Thank you so much, my love. I appreciate it. I appreciate it so much. Please share if you can, like and share if you can as well, my content, right? And also like my live, guys, so that more people can also tune into this live, right? Just to get more attention to this live, right? Because it's important for us to learn different things and different perspectives from different people, right? So it's like it's very limiting when you're only touching on one type of content from one type of social media influencer or social media content creator. It's nice to have a broad spectrum, especially in terms of maybe spirituality, whatever it is. It's nice to have a number of content shares content shares that you actually follow, because you never know when you're going to be blessed, and you never know when you're going to learn something that's going to add value to your life experience. Right now, prayer is about adding value to your life experience. That's what it's about. It's something that you are doing intentionally, right? And then there's the unintentional stuff that we're doing, because life itself is a whole prayer. If you look at it, right, let me explain. You get up in the morning and you say a prayer, and you say, thank you, Father, thank you, divine source, thank you, creator of all things, for this wonderful day. Thank you for my blessings. Thank you that everything's working out for my divine good. And you go out during the day and you have a not so good day, and then you forget all the things you really put forward, that this is a wonderful day. You created this wonderful day, right? That you blessed, that everything is working out for your divine good. Then you go through the day, you get upset and you start complaining and arguing and fighting. You walk into the office, the first thing you do, people are greeting you and you're all grumpy because the traffic was stressful. Somebody irritated you in the traffic, but you really said so in the morning at home before you left, that this day is a good day, that you bless, that everything's working out for your divine good. You see, you need to make your prayer be aligned to your actions. That's how you manifest something very better and faster in our lives, by aligning all these things together. Who I am peace. So I live in peace. I do peaceful things. I speak peace. I am peace. You see my point? You've got to live it right through. Not only speak it and believe, but also live it. Same with prayer. You are saying things that you believe, right? What should your life view. It's what you believe in, right? So your assumption. So when you are living it, it must be aligned. Okay. So if there's no alignment, then you're not able to manifest the things that you really want, or the conditions that you really want in your life. May it be money. Money comes easily to me, right? Thank you, divine God, thank you for the peace and the wellness that you've given me. Thank you for the money and abundance you've given me. Thank you for this new job with the highest salary. And then you go back to your normal day to day, and you keep complaining about when the job is like come up. When will this job manifest? Keep complaining about the same thing, but you've already said, you know what I mean, you already said the positive things, that this thing is, you've got this job, thank you for this job, but now you're complaining about it, you're pushing it away. That's energy that's working against the positive energy that you actually exerted at the beginning of your day when you were affirming or praying, whatever sort it may be. You must be very careful, because what you're saying all right through the day counts. In the morning, when you start your morning prayer, right, and how you live your life, you should be speaking to you to the same type of energy and vibration of your core belief system. You understand what I'm trying to say? So this is where disconnection comes. People have a worldview which is totally different to the bottom part, right? To the bottom part, how they really live life, it's totally different. And then they are wondering why they're not able to manifest things in their lives. Okay, simple thing like prayer. Okay, when you say you are abundant person, but you're still complaining about money. When you say you have all that you need and desire, but you're always complaining about the things that you don't have, and you're not focusing on the things that you do have, you're not being grateful, right? So that's why affirmations are not working for a lot of people, because they're not understanding this whole thing. It's a holistic process. It's a holistic type of thing. When you say something, you gotta live it, right? And when you're living it, then now you're opening a door, that spiritual door, for your blessings to come in, for that money to come in, for those opportunities to come in. That's how it works. So prayer alone is useless if you're not acting on it, if you're not aligning to what you're asking for. Because you're not only asking, you're also affirming. So you're asking for this wonderful person in your life, for example, your SP, but outside in the world, right? You're not pushing yourself out there. You're closing yourself from meeting new people. How do you meet new people? And one of them can be your SP. When you're closing yourself up, you're antisocial, you're not friendly, you're not pushing yourself out there, you're not even dating. So you expect that person to come in which way into your life. You see my point? If you're closing yourself up, even meeting your SP in a bus, going to work will not be possible because you just anti people, but you really desire, you be praying for this person, but you're closing all doors and all avenues for spirit to bring it into your life, to bring that person into your life. Think about that, right? Think about all this, what I'm talking about. That the alignment is very important. We need to align ourselves to what we want by our actions, by having that belief system, by having those words, by doing, believing and saying those things, but not acting on it. There's a disconnect. The action needs to be there because that's what the third dimensional reality demands. Basically, that's what it demands. You can sit and dream and fantasize about your this new life you want and all these new things you want in your life, but if you're not willing to make the plan, physical plan, envision it, like have the blueprints of what you want, and then go have the steps and how you're gonna get that thing what you want and go and do that thing. That's how it works here, unfortunately. You understand? That's how it works. This is weird. It really is about the physical thing. So we need to understand that it'll take some work. People will say, but manifestation don't work because I've been praying, I've been farming, I've been doing all these things. But the question is, are you doing the action and are you being consistent? That's another thing, right? So, for example, if you can mix prayer and consistency, it goes very well because people need to pray consistently for something, right? And pray without losing that inspiration and that belief and that faith in the thing that you want. You understand? A simple thing like losing weight, you want to lose some weight, right? But you doing everything, you did all your research, you change your eating habits, right? You bought all the food that you need to buy. You've got your fridge stocked all the healthy food. Maybe even did your what they call it, that's preparing the food and stuff like that, right? Got your containers of all the food you're gonna eat. But now day one comes, breakfast. You take open your fridge, you take what's in there because you already pre-planned this thing and you've kept the food and you eat it. Go to work, right? And then you do something totally different. Somebody says, let's go for pizza, and you said, oh, let's go for pizza. You're forgetting that you already made a plan. And now you're working against your plan. Consistency, lacking the consistency, right? So that's what it falls in. Like the praying for what you want also means you need to have that action and also that consistency until you get the thing that you want and desire, right? You actually breathing life into this new vision of yourself. You got to breathe life with actions, right? So it's your perceptions, your worldview, your belief system, right? And then it's your faith in it, your consistency, and your actions, right? Actions and consistency are very important for you to get what you want in life. So prayer being one of the basic things that we need to actually practice is like when you pray, what you praying, what intention are you using, right? Are you praying with this belief? Or are you praying that, yeah, I'm just saying it, but I don't really believe it's gonna happen, right? Okay, so prayer got two parts. Actually three. The Thanksgiving, you walk into the prayer with Thanksgiving and you grateful for everything that you have and appreciative of what you have. I have this now, but divine source, I know more can come in my way, in my space. I desire this in my life. I can envision myself doing this. I have this job, but I didn't envision myself having the senior position as a manager where I can add value. You see, that's the whole thing. The whole thing about wanting and manifesting things is also what value that thing's gonna bring in your life, right? Excuse me. What value will that thing bring in your life? You understand? It has to bring value for it to actually mean something to you. Right? Some people are just manifesting or praying for things because other people have them, but they're not thinking what the value can bring in your life because your part is different. You're not like so and so. You are totally different, right? So yeah, that's the whole idea. Yeah, there's no God besides you, my love. Somebody says there's no God, and I kind of agree with what you're saying, and I can understand where it's coming from. You are the God that I'm talking about, my dear. That's why I said to you when you're praying, you're actually praying to yourself because it's actually you part of divine source. Okay? The word God is a human religious perception or word, right? I understand why it triggers certain people that are going through the spiritual evolution. Okay? Because I was there at some time or the other in my journey as well. But I do know that that word God is coming from the religion perception of divine source. Okay. But there is a creator, there is a being, an energy, a frequency that creates everything, that has created everything, and we are parts of that. that frequency that we are the gods now. Basically, we always have been the gods creating our day-to-day lives. Basically, we connected to the oversoul, or each person has an oversoul, but we connected to the general oversoul. You get what I'm trying to say? A divine or collective consciousness. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So yeah, I hope that gives you more clarity. That I do understand where you're coming from when you say there is no God. Right. Anyway, back to my topic. As I said, so the whole idea that you are creating something, and when you are praying, when I'm saying you're not praying to something outside of you, you're praying to something within you because you're part of that thing. Okay. When you say words, like for example, there is this thing where I said that water is energy, right? Human beings are made of how much water? I think 75% or whatever percent of water, right? So like for example, this glass I'm holding now, this is a glass of water, right? Say it's your body, it's the human body, it's carrying water, blood, bones, whatever, right? But most of it is water. Now this water has memory, okay? Because it's spirit, okay? So when you are saying words while holding this glass and you're charging this glass with words, even as I'm speaking now, this water is holding the memory of what I'm saying in the vibration format, right? So basically your body does the same thing. So when you are speaking or praying or affirming to God yourself, because you are divine source, right? Each one of us are a fragmentation of divine source. Right? We are collectively creating this reality with our own actions. You get my point? Our own personal reality affects others around us. It's an energetic field, right? Okay, so when you're doing that, right, you are actually programming yourself. When you say words that don't have negative, or let's say low frequency intentional words, will cause that creation or manifestation aligned to those words. Like you praying, you say, "Hey God, why have you forsaken me? I can't, I'm not amounting to anything in life. I've been trying so hard, nothing works out for me." See, all those words, they have a frequency. They're holding on to who you are. They are creating who you now believe you are, because you're saying it with your words, right? So that's your worldview that affects now your whole reality, and then it affects your aura, and then you start attracting accordingly. You start restricting. Your aura will restrict, because basically it's all negative frequency that you actually been engaging in, and what you've been actually growing, because what you focus on grows. Okay, so that's how it works. So that's why I'm saying that prayer is powerful, because prayers are just spells, right? So people think that spells has got to do with witchcraft. Everything's actually witchcraft, if you ask me. Everything that's happening in this reality is linked to esoteric stuff, witchcraft. Okay, the words we're saying, things we're doing, the choices we're making, and everything is we're all doing our own little things to get what we want, right? That kind of thing. So people just think, okay, well, people are different, but I've just learned that everything is actually the same thing. We all trying to do the same thing here. So prayer, if you're doing spirituality and witchcraft, and they say this one is demonic and this is not demonic, it's bullshit. Because at the end of the day, everything is related to each other. Because you get what I'm trying to say. For example, light and dark work together to to create reality. You cannot totally remove the darkness from the light, right? Actually, the light is actually created by spectrums of the darkness. You get what I'm trying, and vice versa. These two polarities actually feed from each other, right? That kind of thing. So these are the things we need to understand, right? So I'm about to finish now, because I'm going in another direction, right? That'll be another topic for another day. I'll speak about these type of things, right? But what I'm talking about now is prayer. So when you're saying you affirming what you're saying, and you're praying what you're praying, right? Try and live it as well, right? If you are wanting money and abundance in your life, and you're praying for it, you're affirming it, you gotta live it as well. Don't be spiteful and stingy in your reality, where, for example, you got 50 rand and somebody wants some help, and they say, give me 20 rand from $20, whatever currency you're using. Give me 20 from your 50, and you don't want to give. And yet you say you abundance, you want more money. Money is a cycle. It's an energetic cycle that moves around. It's energy, right? It's a give and take. So if I feel abundance, I should be feeling so much abundance that I can give some of what I have, so that more can come back, because it's a cycle, because you get what you give, right? Basically, that's what it is. It's all about you building that frequency of your abundance for you to actually allow divine source God to give you that money that you desire. Right? Bring the people, situations, circumstances into your life that will bring that money. You understand? That's how it works. Right? So anyway, I'm Sissy, life coach, motivational speaker. If you align to what I'm saying and you like my topics, go ahead and like and follow me and subscribe. Right? There's a subscription button. Click that one so that you can see when I put more videos out there. Right? So I hope you have a good day, and I hope what I said did spark some inspiration, right? And questions as well, right? So if you have any questions about any of my videos, feel free to go ahead and just comment as well. Engagement is key, right? Engagement is key. So guys, have a great weekend further, and I hope you guys are blessed with abundance and joy and prosperity this time, right? May you guys have peace and wellness always. Okay, have a great day, guys.